What's up, everybody? Moped here from Eat Sleep Mix Repeat, and yeah, today kind of a video I've been looking forward to doing. Got a good one for you today. Today we're gonna be mixing up a one shot, and so this is a tutorial video. I'm gonna show you how to mix up a one shot. The one shot we're gonna be mixing up is Cherry Necessary by Zesty Vapes. Fucking shout out to Zesty Vapes, man. That's awesome. So this is part of the mixer showcase. So if you go on eCigExpress.com and you look up, they have a few of them out right now. I'm sure they'll be doing more. I think it's awesome they're doing this. Like, it's really cool, man. These are just like, mixers who have gotten pretty well known, and they turn some of their recipes into one shots. Freaking awesome. So what is a one shot? Some of you might not even know. Some of you might not even be mixers, or maybe you don't even want to become a mixer. Maybe you just want, a cheaper way to vape, and there's nothing wrong with that. And this is probably the best way to do that, which is, I'm excited to do this video because I think one shots are great, for everybody. Whether you're just getting into mixing, whether you're an intermediate mixer, a fucking master mixer, whatever the hell, if that even means anything. Whether like you just, or like I said, you don't even want to get into mixing, you don't want to have fucking hundreds of concentrates and deal with recipes and deal with all that shit. You're just like, man, I just want to have something to vape on that's a lot cheaper than commercial juice. It's great, man. This is fucking for you right here. So one shots are basically, they're full recipes, and just like there's a concentrate, just like a flavoring, pretty much same thing, just a concentrated flavor, but they're basically a bunch of other concentrated flavors all into one already, already mixed up, already fucking at the right ratios and everything. So basically, you just look on the bottle right here, it says it right here, suggested percentage 11%. So if you can't find it on the bottle, or you can't see it, usually if you go on to wherever you bought it from and you go under the description, it pretty much always says it on there. Sometimes it's kind of hard to read. I've had ones where like the label will be white and then the writing will be fucking yellow or something. You're like, dude, I can't see that shit. So just if you can't see it, or if you have bad eyes, or whatever, just go back on wherever you bought it from, look it up, look up the description, and I'm sure it'll be on there. Sorry for the weird camera angle. It's just the best way so I can actually show you guys what I'm doing here. But yeah, that's what one shots are, man. They're just, you just mix them up like pretty much like you're doing a single flavor, Awesome. And then you got a whole recipe and a whole bunch. They usually make between, if you get like the 30 mils, they usually make between about 200 and 300 milliliters. This one we're doing today makes 272.72 milliliters. So, and I'll go over that in a second, how to do all the math. And I decided to do this video, I usually mix by weight nowadays, but I decided to do this video with syringes because I think somebody who has absolutely nothing, doesn't own a scale, maybe isn't planning on getting into mixing, or is just starting out, this is going to be the easiest way to do them, is to just pick up, literally we're going to use 2 syringes for this, a 20 mil syringe and a 1 milliliter syringe. We are going to use some kind of container. I'll usually use like a plastic, like kind of a squeeze bottle or something, but all the ones I have only go up to like 240 milliliters. So I'm going with a mason jar today, but you can use whatever you want, whatever you have. We got a little beaker that we're gonna use. Our VG and PG, you don't have to necessarily go out and get the gallons if you don't need them, but the gallons really aren't that expensive and they're a great deal. And then nicotine. This isn't, obviously the container they come in. This is just what I keep my nicotine in. And yeah, and then we got pad and paper. I used a calculator, but you don't have to. And then you don't have to do it. I'm a math guy. I like to crank everything out, but you can just use a calculator online. If you go to like e-liquidrecipes.com, or you go to alltheflavors.com, or you just go on Google and Google e-liquid mixing calculator or something. And then our coffee. That's the most important part. This is the coffee and our vape. But yeah, so as you can see, if you're not already into mixing and you have absolutely nothing, you really don't need that much. You know, it doesn't take that much to make these. This is a great way to start out. Like I said, if you don't really necessarily want to get into mixing and buy a shit ton of concentrates, this is the easy way to do it. You know, just to have cheap good juice. I mean, good juice. I'm not saying, you know, there's, you know, no absence of quality on this. To get into it, or if you're like a beginner or like, you know, already into mixing, I like having these around just so I have something to vape on while I'm like creating recipes, or just, you know, those days I just need to grab something, I'm on the go, you know, I'm at work or school or something. Man, dude, you just always have something to vape on. And it's a great deal. I think this cost me like $8, and it's gonna make me 270 milliliters of juice. You know, you're not gonna get that deal fucking buying commercial juice. Never. So this is the future right here. And the future is now. No, fuck that shit, man. Just kidding. Yeah, this is just awesome, man. This is a great way to get into mixing, or just for everybody who already is into mixing. You should be making one shots. At least like find a couple you like, and then just have them, you know, so you always have something to vape on. Alright, so let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do is get all your, so I already did all the calculations, but I'll go over what I did. You know, you want to get everything kind of prepped up and ready to go. So the first thing you want to do is find out your total, how much exactly can you make. So on how you do that is, so we got a 30 mil, right? So we're going to divide 30 by whatever the percentage is that we're mixing at, which I already said is 11%. So we're going to divide 30 by 0.11, and that's where we got the 272.72. So that's our total milliliters, right? So we write that down, and then we're going to do this at a 70-30 ratio, because that's the most common ratio. So then we take that 272.72 and multiply that by 0.7, and then we get 190.9. So, and then always remember, especially for you guys who aren't into mixing it, your flavors are almost always in PG, so this is going to account into your PG, right? So we get 190.9 for our VG. And then we want to find our total of PG, like the total of PG we're going to be using. So we take 272.72 and multiply that by 0.3, and we get 81.81. Alright, and then next we want to figure out our nicotine. So I'm only mixing at 1 milligram right now. So I'm going to take 272.72, and then I'm using 100 milligram nicotine. So I'm going to take 272.72 and multiply that by 0.01. And I get 2.73 milliliters. So if you're mixing at like 3 milligrams, you're going to multiply, and you're using 100 milligram nicotine, you're going to multiply that by 0.03. If that gets confusing, like I said, just use a calculator, online mixing calculator. And then, what do I do after that? Oh yeah, and then so we need to find out how much just straight PG we have to add to our mix. So we are going to take our PG total, which is 81.81. We're going to subtract the 30 milliliters, because this is all PG, and then we're going to subtract our nicotine, because this is suspended in PG, because I get PG nicotine. It's a lot easier to work with. I suggest getting PG nicotine. You don't have to, but it is easier to work with. So we're going to take 81.81 minus 30 minus 2.73, and we get 49.08 is for our just regular PG that we need to add. Okay, so that's it. You know, the math isn't too hard. It's all just fucking basic arithmetic. But if you don't want to deal with that, just use an online calculator. Like I said, I like cranking it out though. So. All right, so let's get to mixing. Stop bullshitting around. And you guys are going to be amazed. If you've never mixed a one shot, you're going to be absolutely amazed on how easy this is. Oh, did I say what the flavor was? It's cherry necessary. which is awesome. I've actually never had it. I've always avoided cherry vapes because I never really wanted to vape cough syrup, which is what I hear most of them end up tasting like. But you know, kind of trust Zesty vapes, so we'll see. And I'll come back and review this in a couple weeks after it steeps a little bit. It smells awesome. Actually smelled like a good cherry. So we took the top off, took the little stopper off. And also, you know, I would suggest, you know, maybe when you get a new one shot, to maybe just mix up a little bit of it at first, maybe just like a 10 or 15 mil tester, you know, before you go all crazy like we're about to do right now. But I want to show you how easy it is to just like fucking make a whole bunch of juice out of these things. So we're going to take our 30 mil, and we're just going to, oh shit, it's actually kind of red. That's weird. Crazy. So we're just going to dump our 30 mils straight in here. Oh yeah, these mason jars, they make about, I think it's like 480 milliliters total if you fill them all the way up. Okay. So, and then I'm gonna end up reusing the bottle to put, you know, the juice back in, but rinse them out first, because the first couple times I did this, I didn't rinse them out, and it tends to make it really harsh because there's still, you know, there'll be like little bits of concentrate left in there, and it'll make it pretty harsh. You don't want to deal with that. So okay, so we did that. So what we got next? Our VG. So we need 190 mils of VG. Which one is the PG? Here we go, VG. So we're gonna go ahead and so this is a 100 mil beaker, so here's 100 mils. Just gotta pour it in there. VG's kind of a pain because it's thick. And a good thing about mason jars is they already have you know, markings on them, so if you look at the markings, you can kind of make sure you're kind of in the right spot. We got 100 mils in there already. We need 90.9 more. So we'll do this. So we'll fill it up. We'll grab our 20 mil. There's 20. There's 40. $60. There goes 80. There's 90. There's our 0.9. Yeah. It's all syrup. So our VG's in. Alright. So let's do our nicotine next. You should probably wear gloves when you like work with your nicotine, but do as I say, don't do as I do. That whole mess. Yeah, I'm one of those people. 2.73. So we got. There's 1. 2. 7, 3. There's 7. 7, 3. Alright. Nicotine's in. Got another beaker for our PG. So we were doing 49.08. There's 20. 40. Here's 9. Guys, I don't even know why I bothered with that. 0.08. That was ridiculous. And that's it, dude. Like, how easy was that? We did that in like, I don't know, I bullshitted for a long time in the beginning of the video. What did that take, like 3-4 minutes, if that? You know, and obviously you can do this with the scale if you mix by weight, which I usually do. I don't know. That'd be cool to do it by. And then if you are going to use a mason jar, you want to put a bag over it because the little like rubber seal, you know, on the cap, it doesn't react very well to the juice, and you'll get this like weird, like black kind of weirdness stuff. Somebody warned me about that when I first started doing that, so I was like, forget it. And yeah, it happens, so don't do that. Put a bag over it. Shake it up. Bam. There we go. 272.72 milliliters of juice right there. That's it. It's done. How easy was that? So, hope this video was informative. Hope you guys liked it. Hope it gave you guys interest in one-shots, you know. So they're sold all over the place. eSig Express sells a bunch of them. They sell their own. They do the DIY or die ones. They do the mixer showcase. And then plus they have their own. They have their own one-shots, which, I mean, all one-shots are hit or miss, you know. So that's why I said, like, you might want to try mixing up like a little bit first before you like just go in and start dumping 30 mils into big containers. Chef's Flavors, I know it does them. There's a bunch in the UK. They're bigger in the UK, so it's a lot of UK sites that do them. But I'll post a link to where I got the Cherry Necessary down in the description. And like and subscribe. Go check out the Facebook group. And keep mixing. Talk to you guys later.